Hi, I'm Corey. Welcome to episode 13 of Flips, Flaps, and Folds. The fold we're going to be doing today is a variation of something that we all do and we've all seen, this little tri-fold flip up. You fold one end over and you make a pocket of sorts, and you fold the top down and you can make it a pocket on the top or the side, and then there's a pocket as you flip it up. So we've all seen this, and it's a great staple. And, you know, maybe you've seen it this way where it's just glued, or this way where it's sewn. I think I saw it on Wendy's channel the first time I ever saw this, and I thought, oh, how cool with the rings and such. And it's just a simple pocket that gives you the opportunity to put something inside of it and then something behind it. And then I was watching a video and I saw a variation of it where somebody had used a piece in front, kind of like a pre-flip piece. And I put that in my scrapbook idea book just because I really liked it. And then I thought, well, gosh, if it's got one pocket, maybe it can have two pockets. And so it's got a pocket in the back, and it's got a flip up here for some writing space. And then you flip up this piece, and then you've got a couple pockets inside, and it's just a handy little deal. And one of the things I love about it is that it works great with this really thin painter's paper that many of us have. So we're going to be making a version of that today. And as I was creating this for this particular project, I thought, well, you know, I've got this flip. Well, here, like the sample that I was playing with, I used some tracing paper on the front for a pocket. Say we've got one pocket, two pockets, and then three pockets or a belly band if you're going to go all the way through. And I thought, why not attach the top flip piece to the envelope cover, basically the lid, and make another tuck spot or a belly band. And so that's what I've done. It's very simple, but it's just giving you one more option. So the one I'm going to show you how to do is, oh, sorry, I don't know if that's 100% dry. Oh, it is good. Okay. So you flip this piece up. So I've attached the cardstock front to the lid or the flip up section, and I created a belly band with it. So there's a spot there. So there's one, and then the two pockets. So 2, 3, and then the one in the back. And, you know, obviously it's wide enough and big enough that you can put a couple of pieces in it if you choose to. That's just a bookmark. And I made this into a belly band and back. So you've got a belly band on top and a belly band in back and a couple pockets inside. And I don't know if you can see it, but the beauty of this is it's super, super thin. Now, you can use the paper like I did here, which is what we're going to use today, but you can also use other kinds of longer ruled paper. Oops, so sorry about that. This is the painter's paper that we're going to be using. You get a whole bunch. It's thin. I'm sure it's not archival quality, but it's a great bargain, and many of us already have it around the house. You can also use wrapping paper, like the kind that you use for mailing things. I get this and wrap my gifts a lot with it so I can change up the ribbons, but just a little bit, it's the same thing, just a little bit heavier. Or you could use your piano roll. This is a great one for piano roll. Piano roll is really thin and sometimes it's very delicate, but it folds over really great and doubles. And it's so thin that it works well for this project. Let's see. So here are the samples I made. This is my second video because I goofed and forgot to do something in the last one, and I almost forgot it again. I had a lady ask me exactly what the dimensions were for the folds in this multi-fold over pocket to get 6 pockets. And so at the very end of this video, I'm going to give the list of the measurements and step by step. It'll only take a minute or so, but somebody had asked me to do that and I wanted to include that. So that will be in here as well. And I'd forgotten to do that in the last video. And I also forgot a tip that I wanted to make sure I included. So here you go. As you can see, this is really, really thin. It's not going to add any bulk to your word journal at all. It's got this flap, the top flap, and again, you can write there, I put a pocket. It's got the lid or fold over, and then it's got 2 pockets in front. Of course, you could layer it and put 3 pockets if you wanted. You can do as many as you want. But it's basically got 3 places to tuck things in this particular one. So that was the sample I made just playing with it. And then this is the one I made without any sewing. And you can see here I've inked it and sewn this one because that's what I do. But this one is the one I made in the last video, and it's the super basic model. And it is the same thing. It's got the back pocket. It's got the front pocket. I used tracing paper, but you could use vellum or anything. And then it's got the belly band that we created. And it's, you know, again, either a back pocket or a back belly band. And this one I haven't inked and I haven't sewn. So it works really well even if you don't want to take those extra steps. And here is the way we're going to do it. So with this paper, you certainly can use it just like this. And if you'll look at this, no, all of these, I folded it over. What I personally like to do, because this paper is so thin, I will start at the end and I'll just fold it in about 1/4 of an inch. You don't have to measure, you don't have to, you can, of course, you can score it, but you don't have to. It's certainly not necessary. And then I will use just a really light bead of glue because it's such thin paper that if you use any more than that, you'll get that warping from that you get with wet glue. But when I fold this up to make my bottom pocket, it just makes this a little more durable. You could also use washi to reinforce the edge. It's just a great way to go. And then you just decide how deep you want your pocket to be, and you fold accordingly. You can score it if you want it to be an exact dimension, but for this, I'm just going to fold it over. And then this top piece, I'm going to bring it down and decide how low I want it to go. And you know what I'm going to do before I do that? I'm going to put the tracing paper on. And I had a scrap of tracing paper that looks like it's going to be pretty close, but it's a little bit too big. So I'll just do the same thing that I did here and fold the tracing paper over. And again, I'm not scoring it. I'm just kind of eyeballing it and folding it over. And tracing paper is also very thin and will warp easily, so I'll go super light. You could use glue stick, but I like the way this works. And you can see you don't need much at all. And I'll fold that down, and let's see, does that fit? It's still a little long, but that's okay. I'll just tear it off. That's one of the beauties of tracing paper. It tears very easily. And normally I would line it up and make it straight, but because I've got that tripod bar in there, I'm just going to cheat and go like this. All right, torn, mostly straight. Okay. Well, that'll work. And then what I do, if I were going to sew this on, I would just use even lighter dots. And just when I sew these things on, I'll put a couple light dots just to hold it in place like that. And that way, one, it doesn't show through. And two, when I'm sewing, I don't have to worry about it wiggling because this is, you know, kind of like vellum. It's a slipperier, a more slippery paper. And then I'll just lay it down and put it there. So again, I would come in later on and just sew around these edges, the 3 edges, or I could do like I did with this one and just glue it down. And then once I've got the 2 pockets in place, so I've got the back pocket and I've got the top pocket, I'll fold this down just to where I want it. I don't want it to show the top of the pocket, but I don't want it all the way down at the bottom either. Not for this particular project because of this piece that I'm going to put on. So I'm going to kind of guesstimate, and I'll fold this one. So I will fold it here. Again, I didn't have to score it, just creased it. And I'll do the same thing I did on this end, and I'll flip it up. Again, because it's thin and it just gives it a little more durability. And I'll glue that section down lightly again. And that, I don't know if I folded that straight, but yeah, close enough. So that is the base of the pocket. So I've got 1, 2, and then if belly band or pocket in the back. And then I just take a scrap of cardstock, you know, any kind, size, whatever. And I like it to fold, to be kind of like a flap or a tab, to drop below the top of the flip up. And that just gives it a little bit more weight. And so I want it doesn't need to be folded unless you want to, because it's heavier duty, it's more sturdy. So I will, I like it right about, maybe right about there. And I'll lay it in front where I want it to go. And I'll flip it over and fold it. Now you could certainly score it, and it's much easier to score cardstock because it is heavier, but you don't have to. I'll crease that down, and yeah, I'll call that pretty good. And I'll just kind of move it over a little bit to make sure it's mostly centered. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. And then I lift this up, leaving it right where it is, and I'll use light glue again because you don't need a lot, and because it'll tend to warp the paper if I use too much. Fold that back down, and This will be the back side. This will be either on my page or tucked, yeah, on the back of my page tucked in. If you don't want to do this, you can make it a loose tuck-in type pocket, but I'm making this a base. And then another thing I like to do, this is just a personal favorite, is I'll take a piece of packing tape, and I'm sorry that's such an obnoxious sound, and I'll make it just a little bit wider than the width of the cardstock, and then I put that down on the cardstock to hold it in tight. A lot of times, whatever pocket, not pocket, whatever tag or journaling card I put in the back might have something that sticks up on it. This one happens to be flat, but some of them have embellishments or elements that raise up a little bit. And when I put that tape on there, it just gives me a smooth surface. I don't have to worry about getting it caught on anything. So that's my personal preference. Now, you could be done with it right now. You have a flip up and you could put a pocket or journaling spot here. You've got the lid or top piece, and then you've got your 2 pockets. Once you glue this down to your project, you either glue it on 2 sides if you are wanting to make it a belly band and go all the way through, or just glue it on 3 sides and have a top pocket. And that's all there is to this project. Okay, there were a couple things I was going to show you. One, inking. I like to ink, and I find that when you've got something this thin, so I'm going to break my rule and I'm going to ink, but when you've got something this thin, it can be challenging to ink because there's just no stability to it. So what I'll do is I'll come in with a scrap piece of cardstock, and this one's kind of a really heavy weight, and I'll hold it just behind it, and then I'll come in and I'll ink. And it gives me a lot more stability on that thin piece, and it allows me to control how much ink I get and where I want it. You could, you know, people who prefer to do it this way. I'm a stroker rather than I don't even know what you call it. I like to dab it this way rather than going across. And that just allows you the stability you need on really thin paper. It works well with vellum or tracing paper or any kind of thin paper. So there is my tip on that. All right. And if I wanted to, I could just, to make the belly band up here, I could come in underneath and make sure I mark it so I don't put glue outside of the edges. Just make 2 little marks and put a bit of glue, doesn't take much, on that spot. Hold it down until it's dry. And now I've got a belly band on top. So I've got my belly band, I've got 1 pocket, 2 pockets, and then my belly band or pocket in the back. There is today's project. And thank you for watching if you stuck with me this far. And now I want to honor, I'm sorry, I didn't write it down and I should have, the person who asked specifically about this. It was in one of the previous episodes, and it's the 6 pocket piece. And essentially the way this one works is this is a pocket here. So 1 and then 2 and 3. And then pocket number 4, and because I've made a fold in this, pocket number 5, and then once I put this down on my page, I still will glue it top and bottom. I have pocket number 6, so I have 6 pockets, or you could of course put it at the top. So there's 6 pockets on here, and she'd asked about the dimensions and how to do it step by step. So I have got those here. The total length of the paper that I used, and I didn't glue anything down so I could show you, is 12.5 inches. And I got this on one of those rolls, so the paper roll, so 12.5 inches was no problem. You could alter it and make it 12, but this particular one was 12.5. And the width on this is 5.5. Okay, so I scored, I have my paper down on my scoreboard. I scored it 3/4 inches and I folded. And then I scored it 2 inches and I did an accordion fold. So folded one way and then scored it 2 inches and flipped it back the next way. Scored at 3 3/4, and again, I'm going to fold it. So you could do all your scores at once. So 3/4, 2 inches, 3 3/4, 6 inches, 10 inches, and 12.5. Okay, so those are the folds I did for this particular piece. And then you can come in and accordion them. And accordion simply means you fold one way and then you flip it back and fold it the next. And that's what it'll look like. Now, in the back, you can see here, I've got this, and well, that creates pocket number 6. And I am going to glue this down so you can see what I mean. That creates the 6th pocket, even though it doesn't show. So a little bit of glue, fold it down flat. So when I'm when I've got this down on my page, and you can either sew around it or glue, either way, it really doesn't matter. When I've got this down on my page, this creates a back pocket. So it'll stop, as you can see where I've got that fold, it stops right here. So when I'm putting it in my book, it stops this last tuck, which allows me to come in around the back and have another tuck. So that gives me 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are your 6 pockets. Again, 3/4 inch, 2 inch, 3 3/4, 6, 10, and 12.5. And my particular width was 5.5, but you could of course make it any width you wanted. All right, I hope that helped and explained it a little bit better, and happy crafting.